Today I was asked to go and speak at a sophomore class. I wouldn't say it was a class. There's 20 sophomore students, high school students, here in LA at a woman's house. And like, it was like, she was hosting this thing, and I guess they meet every couple of months, and it's like an extracurricular activity that these high schoolers do. And I guess they have some guest speakers every once in a while. And I was asked to guest speak at this thing. I went to an all-boys high school here in LA called St. Francis, and the majority of these guys were Loyola, which is like our rival. And so I thought that was going to be an easy icebreaker coming in, like, oh, I went to St. Francis, man. Like, you Loyola, you guys are a bunch of filthy pillow biters, you know? That didn't hit, okay? And then I went into, like, what I did and, like, how I got to where I am now, and I was an athlete in college, blah, blah, blah. Didn't hit. Nothing hit. Like, boys were talking in the background, like pulling out their phones. I was like, man, this is brutal. I was supposed to speak for like an hour 20, if that, like in like feedback, like bounce back, you know, questions or whatnot. I was out of there in like 35 minutes, dude. It was so tough. Like last time you talked to any sort of high schooler, honestly, it's so hard, dude.
It's really difficult.
Let alone like sophomore boys who are like so used to being around like other dudes. Like it was brutal.
And what do they have to do with a guy telling them how to dress?
Yeah, and this guy who came out of nowhere, like,
what credentials do you have?
What's funny about that is like, it was so humbling leaving there because they could give a fuck about like what I did as a profession. I was asking them like, do you like watch any late night TV, or like where do you go for like fashion inspiration? It was all NBA.
That's funny.
They all said like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, like the Oklahoma City player. It was all like tunnel walks. Like that's where they get their stuff from. I was like, oh, cool. You're never gonna see any of my shit then, you know. But yeah, it was tough.
It's interesting. I can actually relate to them because I also don't care about anything you have to say.
All right, let's go. Hi everyone, welcome to Manly Things,
Sort of.
podcast where we break down men's fashion, red carpets, gift guide stuff for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
My name's Evan Simnich. I'm a celebrity menswear stylist based here in Los Angeles. Sally, talk to us.
I just picked up oil painting. It's one of the most difficult things that I've done in my entire life.
Did you do painting before, like any other painting, like watercolor or anything like that?
Never picked up a paintbrush or finger painting. I've never done that in my entire life.
Respect, man, respect. I was a fine arts major. Did you know that? So I took actually a couple of. I've been known to paint a little bit.
Well, goddamn. Okay.
That being said, we are here to talk about our gift guide stuff and help people go and shop for their loved ones, their brothers and their dads. Yeah, anything like that. We're going to throw that out there. Before we get to all that, you're looking good today, dude. I complimented you on your pants. Tell the people what you're wearing.
Well, I'm wearing my favorite.
Oh, look at the leg. The legs. Yeah. Yeah.
Margiela Tabby cowboy boots.
You have worn those boots a lot. Can I ask you a question? Since I wear a lot of cowboy-inspired stuff, do you wear those more so around me, or do you wear them all the time?
I wear them all the time.
Gotcha.
I wear these all the time. They're the most comfortable pair of boots I've ever put on, minus my Guidis. Then I have my RL pants. I have this John Elliott tank top underneath. Great for a base layer.
Yeah.
And my Grail. My Grail that I've been looking at for about 5 years. This is a Greg Lauren piece.
You love Greg Lauren.
Oh, my God. I'm obsessed with him. And I got my Mitsudas on.
I like
what are you wearing?
I like
You're very interesting looking today.
Look, it's hunting season. It genuinely is duck hunting season, and I wouldn't even consider this a duck hunting piece, but I was hunting inspired, being that it's early December. So it's actually Phipps though. This is like a kind of like a streetwear-ish brand. Phipps, shout out Phipps, RL jeans. So
I think I have those same exact ones.
I love them.
So comfy.
I actually just kind of got them.
Speaking of hunting,
yes,
we do have to talk about hunting for the most appropriate and best fitting clothes for the holiday season.
Yes. Party wise, so I have like a big Christmas party that all my friends go to, and we've done this for the past 10, 12 years, something like that. It is an ugly sweater party. I think everyone does it. I've been known to bring as much to the table as I possibly can in terms of trying to win, because they do have good gifts at this one.
It's a competition.
It is a competition. Oh yeah, you kind of have to show up, or else you are ridiculed at the door, which is a lot of pressure. I'll be honest with you, man. Like it's a ton of pressure, and throw a kid into the mix. It's tough to really get up.
Is the kid invited?
That's a very good question. It's not only is the kid invited, it's more so, do we want to take her? Is it worth like hiring a babysitter for?
I mean, can she drink?
She can't drink. My wife is also pregnant, so she can't drink.
Wow.
So it's also one of those.
Family, huh? No,
it's also one of those. Does my wife go? Obviously, she'll go. She'll say hi, kiss some babies, and then I think she's just gonna like probably bounce and not hang out. I hope she. Either way, that's going off topic.
Well, I think that I'm excited for this conversation because I'm coming from a completely different standpoint where you attend these parties every single year.
I do.
I haven't celebrated the holidays in like 10 years almost. I'm originally from the East Coast, which is why I haven't really been near my family for the last 10 years.
So are you here? Like, you don't go home at all for Christmas or anything like that?
First of all, the holidays have never been special to me.
Okay.
I've always seen them as more of a nuisance.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
Call me Scrooge. Call me the Grinch. But I could totally do without the holidays. However, in the recent history, I have become more engaged in the holiday season because of outside influence. This conversation that we're about to have, I think, is going to only benefit my idea and experience in this holiday season.
Well, it's either going to help that, or like you're going to hate it even more. Because I'm just going to
go to fucking like Australia for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. The opposite end of the world. I think you're not going to like. I'm mostly going to complain about it. However, I like the holiday times of being around family and friends and doing that whole thing. So we'll see how you feel.
Cool.
But have you ever attended an ugly sweater party?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
I like there were maybe 2 or 3 parties other than my immediate family going to like my godmother's or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a neighborhood party that everyone showed up to for like 5 minutes and then left, which didn't mean anything and it meant nothing to me, obviously. And then I think some of my close friends from Philly had another neighborhood party, which I was much more engaged in because the group of people were more of my people.
I hear you.
So no, I have never been to an ugly sweater party.
This one is like one we look forward to every year, and I've been the one to go and try and source one from vintage places and like actually ugly sweater ones where it's like really like made like, I don't know, 50s, 60s and like ugly colors or weird designs, things like that. I've been the one to like buy them online and either they hit or don't hit, like, cause they're obviously made to be funny. And I've also worn like a suit, like a candy cane suit that was a big hit at one point, because it was like it was one of the first things, and I was like, oh, this is different, and no one will do this. I've thought about dressing up just as Santa Claus and going as Santa.
Hilarious.
Which would be a good idea,
meta.
Right? Yeah. But no, so I've been in the running a couple of times, and I personally will always advise of like trying to source these sweaters. I think doing a little bit of work, and like obviously it's so easy just to buy them online, whether it be like Amazon or any of those, like ASOS sells some. It's so easy to go and get those, but I go have fun and go and try and find like a really super old one that doesn't even fit. That's also another thing. It's like it shouldn't fit. Right? Like it shouldn't be like a small, medium, large. It should be like a woman's size that like was that, Greta was wearing way back in like the early 90s or something like that. So
this is all really valuable information, because everything that you said not to do, like go to ASOS or like do the intentionally ugly sweater. That's my idea of an ugly sweater party. But it's so much more authentic the way that you're explaining it and the way that you're sort of suggesting to look for an ugly sweater. And speaking of which, I only have recently like had the passion to do vintage shopping.
Okay.
And because one of my buddies has a pair of leather pants that are vintage from like the 70s. And I was like, where the fuck did you get them? And
seriously.
he said, Etsy. People have vintage shops and like secondhand shops
think about
on
Etsy. I
So
did not even think about Etsy.
If you need that authentic ugly sweater, check out Etsy too.
100%. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at Etsy tonight because our Christmas party's in 2 weeks. So now's crunch time about trying to find. I should have worked on this when I was in Nashville and actually going to vintage shops. But of course I didn't do that. So we'll see where we end. My dad is kind of like a hero at these things. So he showed up one time. My mom is like a very social butterfly. She's out all the time, especially with her job at like working at Live Nation, going to concerts. She's always out and about. Okay. My dad never leaves the house. He's like a homebody. So he gets dragged to this thing probably like 8 years ago. And he's like, well, I'm not going to wear, like, what sweater am I going to wear? I don't have anything like, it was of course that day. My mom's like, hey, we're going to a party tonight. And my dad's like, what? And he gets this green sweater. It's like a neon green sweater. And he's like, this is the closest thing I have to like a red or green, somewhat Christmas sweater. He will play second because it was such a weird cable knit, ugly sweater that like hit home for people. And he was voted, and ever since then, his head has blown up. He's now like researching. He's like 6 months out. He's like, when is this Christmas party? It's like, okay, dude. Like,
listen,
this is his one
when you
time.
get introduced to competition, it's fucking lethal.
Oh man, he has thoroughly engaged in the competition of all this. Yeah.
What other kind of parties are there during the holiday season? Because I don't know anything about this shit.
I mean, I feel like there's a New Year's deal with this, right? Like, we have some New Year's. Yeah. And those are easy parties to go to. And I think the older we get, the more we kind of like stay in for New Year's, right? Mm-hmm. Are you a big so obviously I
haven't stayed up until midnight in 3 years.
Well, when you say you don't like to go to like the holiday parties, is the New Year's a holiday party for you?
Yeah, totally. And I when I was young, we used to have a Pollyanna or a Secret Santa party with my immediate family. Have you ever done that?
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't know if it's like Catholic families or if it's East Coast families, but a lot of people on the West Coast have never heard of something called a Pollyanna, which is also known as a Secret Santa, which is you pick at the Christmas party, you pick a name out of a hat. It's one of your cousins or your aunts. You buy the gift, and then for New Year's, you go there on New Year's Day. There's like,
oh, interesting.
My Uncle Kevin makes about 10 pounds of bacon, and we all just sit around the table, share gifts, crushing bacon.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's also like,
ask me how my heart is.
Yeah, seriously. Or the fact that you haven't gone to the bathroom in a long time. That's another thing. I'm a Catholic, like devout Roman Catholic family, and we didn't even do like the 7 fishes thing. You've heard of the 7 fishes?
Of course.
Yeah, we have some family friends that do that on a yearly basis, and I mean, it just sounds good, right? Like,
when we used to celebrate with my father's side, which is the most Italian family that you'll ever see, we used to have, it was like it was more like 13 fishes.
Oh,
everyone,
wow, okay.
My father's one of.
So is everyone bringing stuff like? Is it almost like a potluck?
For the few times that I was there were like 3 or 4 siblings that were in charge of making all the food. Additionally, everyone brought sides, desserts, wine. So it ended up being this huge buffet of fish, meat, potatoes, everything you can imagine. Lovely. So 7 fishes is a fantastic thing.
It wouldn't be a bad. I wouldn't mind looking into that and making it a Simonich family tradition kind of thing. But bringing fashion into this, obviously we talked about the ugly sweaters and stuff like that. I honestly, I may go this route this year is just dressing up and like kind of going for it. And not like a suit and tie kind of thing, but just looking sharp and like while everyone else is in these ugly sweaters, just like showing out and like really looking good. Like rather be like a cool color, like a red, I don't know, red or green. Like kind of obviously be festive with it, but nice pair of trousers, like a cool jacket and like a nice sweater. Thoughts on that?
I think it's a great idea. What I would do, me being Sally, who I am, I would take it up a notch and like cut out a hole in my ass so my butt cheeks would show.
So you're walking in and be like, damn, this guy showed up.
Yeah, and then it's
your
just
butt
like ass.
Not a bad idea. I wouldn't be able to get away with that, but if you want to come to this party and do that, we can make that happen. Okay.
Well, okay, so do you have any idea what you're going to wear other than like a tuxedo? Are there options?
Tuxedo. As of right now,
yeah.
No.
Okay, got it.
We have like, obviously being a part of this friend culture that we have with this party.
Can I rephrase that question? Yeah. Is there a theme?
No, it's an ugly sweater. And that's the tough part is like, you really have to dig and try and find some of these good ones, because if you buy it on Amazon, if you go to Target, if you go to any of these places that anyone else can go to, you run the risk of showing up with the same sweater as someone else. And that has happened. And if that happens, you are kicked out of the party.
Understandably.
No, that should be a rule, honestly. As of right now, there's no I have no idea what to do. And like as we were talking about, I'm sweating because I'm a little nervous about what I'm going to show up as. But again, it's one of those where I have a wife and a kid a wife who's pregnant and a kid. There should be zero pressure on me to try and show out. But being the person I am, that's also the issue of like being a stylist and like everyone kind of noticing what I'm wearing. I'm set up for failure either way.
Even more so, going back to the story about your father. You are your father's son.
Dude, that's so true.
You are exactly your father's son.
Oh my God. You know who also has it worse though is my mom. She's actually very competitive, especially like with my dad getting all the attention and my mom actually putting a lot of work into it. Yeah, she's like, can't stand my dad around this time because he's like boasting and all that kind of stuff.
I don't really necessarily have a big wardrobe of like holiday season
or even
ready clothing and outfits,
especially color wise, right? Like
color wise,
I've known you for a decent amount of time. I've never seen you in red before.
I have I have two singular red pieces.
Yeah,
a sweater and pants.
Okay, so you're coming to this party just in red.
Okay.
Okay, sick. Cool. I think now's a good time to shift into our gift giving thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I will expect some gifts from everybody watching this.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to wear this holiday season. Pay attention to this section because I'll put up my Amazon gifts.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Venmo-wise, you're getting all this money. Okay, so my idea, I kind of went along the route of like what I would love or appreciate. So, wife, if you're listening, this is a good. No, I'm kidding.
You got a lot of eyes on us.
I know,
Evan.
a lot. Yeah, all 12. Travel stuff. We'll show. We'll have the image next to us on all this stuff. I travel a lot, and I'm always running out of lotions and face soap and things like that because I have like a strong like Kiehl's routine. Shout out Kiehl's. Are you a Kiehl's guy at all?
I've used the product a few times and it's fantastic.
Okay, good. So whether it be like the face lotion I put on in the morning with sunscreen or anything like that I wash my face with, travel size stuff is so hard to come by. And it's something that you would never go out and buy on your own. It's always something that you come across that maybe a hotel might have or something. So I highly recommend a travel size kit. If you know your spouse really well, if you know your son really well or dad really well, if they have like a routine at all, highly recommend getting them a travel size version of the pieces they use.
And I'm sure that a lot of brands focus on 100%. Doing that for this specific holiday season.
Even if it's the most generic stuff, CVS and Target have a travel size
version,
like spot, an aisle that's travel size pieces. I don't know if you ever knew that.
Yeah.
And then to go along with that, you can throw up a DOP kit, right? To put that stuff into, and you can get it personalized. Maybe throw a initial on there or anything like that.
I know those things very well. I traveled the country for about like a year and a half, and I went through like 3 DOP kits.
Yeah, for real.
So they are very valuable.
Yeah, and like it's something that you won't really buy yourself because once you run out, I'm the guy. When I realize I'm out, I'm like pumping the stuff from my sink, like trying to get it all into it doesn't look. It's not a good look.
I like the set. I personally, 100%. I'm an away fan. I have an away suitcase.
Oh, you're spoiled.
And I I just treat myself.
Like the small, there you go. Like a small, medium, large, like all the bags.
I have the bigger carry-on, which has been so perfect for my lifestyle.
Yeah,
and then I also have the like big 50-pounder, as well as the little like backpack, which I think is additionally a really great gift.
The backpack or like the set.
If your husband or whoever you're shopping for, your wife, whatever, has an away case, get the little backpack that they have because it carries your laptop. It carries everything that you don't want to put in your suitcase, essentially.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's dope. That's a really good idea. I have a Louis Vuitton one, so it just gets kind of expensive.
Oh, so you called me spoiled
no,
for having an away suitcase?
It's going to. So this is obviously the Manly Things podcast, so right. So, up next we have a Craftsman tool set. Guy, you know all about the tools, right? All the Craftsman. Have you heard of Craftsman before?
I couldn't tell you the last time I picked up a hammer, Evan.
No, these are all good to get, especially if you have a friend or if your son, whoever, like lives in an apartment. It's so tough to have an actual tool set like that you would have in a garage, right? So having like a little briefcase here that has all the little nooks and crannies of wrenches and screwdrivers and bolts, all that kind of stuff. This is a great gift.
To piggyback off of that, because this is a gift that I actually asked for. Being manly, we also want to have manly bodies and muscles.
Yes.
So I actually asked for a little like dumbbell set or like a
wait, for real?
Yeah,
because a kettlebell set.
No, not kettlebell. Well, I did that because I was about to say kettlebell.
Yeah.
But I asked for the ones that you like twist and it changes the weight.
Someone just gave me that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I adore it. You know why? Okay, so what we're talking about is so it's kind of like a bulky thing that stands on. There's two dumbbells that are on a stand, right? And you can rotate it to where it'd be a 5, 10, 15, 20, and they grow out. And you can go, I think they probably sell them at like from 5 to 50 to 5 to 85, like, and they don't take up any room. That's what I like about it.
It's fascinating.
It's
I get the mechanism that you latch on to certain things, the way you twist them. But I think that if you got the money to spend, that's a fantastic gift, especially for someone that's been talking about, like me, how upset I am about my body and I used to be in such great weight. I'm asking for things that will help me and benefit me in the near future.
Yeah. Would you take it, say it like you didn't say that, right? And someone were to give you a workout set or equipment, do you find it being, I don't know, like insulting at all or no?
No. For me personally, it would be helpful.
Yeah.
Because getting like a tool set or a set of dumbbells, it will only make me want to use it.
Yeah.
It like I know
true.
that I have so many paintings to hang and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
If I had a good tool set, I would probably actually do that myself.
Well, as soon as I got that dumbbell thing, I was jacked I was like so excited to go work out and use those. So that could also be.
It's your new toy.
It's your new toy.
We're
100%.
adult men. We don't like Hot Wheels anymore.
I know.
We like lawnmowers and dumbbells.
Also, after the Craftsman tool set, we have moved on to. So I actually have this gift. It's a Smith & Wesson pocket knife. It has like the clip for the pocket. I love this because if you notice on the very end of it, it has like a little bit of like a nub. Can you tell what that is? So that's, you know what that is actually? I'm going to quiz you on this. Oh man, here we go.
Well, I mean,
do you know what that is?
Yeah,
that
because I have a beer bottle in front of me. It's a beer bottle opener.
No, that little nub thing on the. So that's a.
I know what it is. You break a fucking window.
Let's go.
Shut up. I thought you were talking about the hitch, the hook.
So I don't know if you can.
Shut up. I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
I've broken into cars before.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that yes, you can break the window of a car with that little piece right there on the end of that. It is not. It might be. I actually might use it to try and open a beer next time, but I don't think it is. It is to cut your seatbelt.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you find yourself in an accident or
this thing
submerged,
is incredible.
I know.
I'm going to get myself this thing.
Or if you're submerged in water, you obviously have bigger issues at hand. But you can cut your seatbelt and break your window with this piece. So highly recommend getting it for anyone you know. Just having a car, honestly. You know?
I've never held a pocket knife but I've held a Smith & Wesson gun before.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I'll show the picture
Easy. No.
on the screen right now.
Let's not bring politics into it, guys. Come on. Let's not bring politics into it. Next up, we have a StockX gift card. And this is just a general idea. So if you have a family, friend, or anyone who is interested in sneakers.
A hype beast. Sneakerhead.
Hype beast.
An opium boy. An e-girl. Definitely check out these like StockX gift cards.
Or if you're Filipino. I feel like all Filipinos are sneakerheads. That's in there. But StockX is huge. Or GOAT. Again, these are just ideas. Sometimes like some of these sneakers are super expensive. So even if it's just like a $50 gift card, a $100 gift card, it's all going toward the cause of getting those sick Cactus Jack Jordans, right?
This is also a good question that maybe our producer can do the research and then maybe our editor will put on the screen.
Yeah.
But does like Depop have gift cards? Do you know those?
Depop? I have no idea what Depop is, but I will look into it and we'll find out if they have a.
You don't know what Depop is?
No.
It's the like secondhand version.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. It's
so it's like StockX.
Mercari. You know what that is? Okay, moving on.
GOAT. Yeah. So yeah. So anything helps the cause. So like I'm looking for the Dior Air Jordan high top sneakers, right? And an 11.5, last time I checked, they were $16,000. So if anyone wants to send your boy $1, $500, $5,000 to help me get that, that'd be dope.
I also think that my size, the half size below
11, I'm sure
is a little bit more expensive.
Isn't it crazy how like the up a size or down a size is genuinely like a couple $1,000s. So yeah, any help with that would be lovely.
Please.
Up next, so another idea for I think this is more so for the women of our audience here who are trying to shop for their boyfriend or their partner or their husband, is buying a full look, right? So starting off with a one piece that you really like and then kind of building off of that. And I have like a suggestion here of what I think could be a cool idea, whether it be, so this is a Theory jacket, okay? It's almost like a baseball jacket, very generic, super lightweight. I actually put this on a client of mine and he loved it. He wore it to the the F1 Mexican Grand Prix and loved it. It's rain resistant, help with the rain, and I thought this was a good piece. This Vince shirt, it's just your generic white plaid button up that I thought would go good underneath that jacket. These Rag and Bone jeans that I think a lot, that I like a lot. Shout out Rag and Bone last episode.
Yeah, I had my fit session a couple weeks ago. It was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got paid a lot of money from Rag and Bone because of that whole thing. Just your good raw looking pair of denim. Also, this is a Fit 2. Okay, good fitting pair of jeans and a white sneaker. So a pretty easy, smart looking outfit. So
really easy.
Again, yeah, really easy. And like rather than the button up shirt, it could be a white t-shirt. All obviously like different colors would be fine, but like giving your partner or anyone else an idea for an outfit that they can wear with other pieces of their closet, I think is a really good idea.
It's such a good idea. However, like the common projects of Rag and Bone, it's they're cool. They're great suggestions.
Yeah.
However, I've seen this exact outfit at Walmart, at Target,
true. Yeah.
at fucking TJ Maxx.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely.
All you really need
if you
is
think about
the
it too,
inspiration, the image to really go shop for what you're looking for.
Filibuster for a little bit. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I'm going to go and get a pair of jeans and white sneakers that are super cheap that could even replace what I just said.
I just want to clarify because it's 2023 and Evan is stuck in the fucking 90s. It's not for the women in the audience. We are a big fan of the LGBTQIA community. Hey now. Anyway, for the men and women, for the women and men shopping for their husband or partner or whoever they might be, this section is for you.
So can you explain to the people what I brought up out here?
The stiffest pair of jeans I've ever seen.
So these are Lee. Yeah, super. I mean, you would have to wear these for a month straight to break in. But kind of the same thing with those Rag and Bones here. Here we go. Look at Lee right here. And these are probably a price point of like $40 to $50. No joke. And then you have these Adidas
They're literally they're what you're showing on the screen. It's
clean
incredible.
white sneakers. Yeah,
Those jeans are really nice, actually.
Okay, yeah, you just talk shit on them. Don't hit on.
I mean, they
right?
looked weird from afar, but now that I'm thinking about it, they're a jean to last.
There's a little bit of like obviously some color to these, like a little bit of like an eggshell situation going on here, but Adidas is like price point. They don't go above like $100, right? So yeah.
Another company to look out for sneakers, especially, are New Balance. New Balance made a big comeback this year, and they put out some really sick styles. So check out StockX, GOAT. You can find some sick shoes on there for like $50 to $90.
Yeah, price point wise, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah, sorry, Common Projects, y'all are cool, but very expensive. So thank you for calling me out.
I had one pair of Common Projects when I was living in New York, destroyed them, and I was like, I'll never do this again.
I know, yeah, because they get up to be like $500, and it's for like a pair of white sneakers. It's a lot. Speaking of another expensive gift, here we go. For those who, I don't know, I had someone reach out to me and ask for boot ideas, and so I sent them a handful, like a low price point that I don't know if you were to wear them through a season, whether it be like snow, rain, whatever, depending on where you are in the country. They're going to get beat up, and you probably only have them for that season. I highly recommend Red Wing boots, okay?
I've never even heard of this brand, so I'm interested.
So they are meant to be worn on a daily basis. And so I have 3 options up here, and we'll go through them however you're going to do it. And they're all lace-ups, and I think that the more you wear these, the better they're going to get. And the more you wear them in the elements of like of snow and rain, the more the leather will like really kind of mold to your foot. They'll almost be like socks eventually. They're kind of like your Margiela boots, right? Like, you wore those all the time, right?
A good quality shoe just molds to your feet, and I love a good lace-up boot for that reason.
Well, but that's also why you spend a decent amount on a piece like that is because they're meant to be worn every day. They're meant to be with you for a long time, and
they're meant to be functional.
Exactly, functional. And like, say you, I don't know, blow out the sole, or if you've had them for like 2 or 3 years and something's up with the, I don't know, leather, take them to a shoe repair place, and they'll fix them for you for really not that much, right? Yeah. So Red Wings, please look them up. Please go get them.
Sort of in comparison, what are your thoughts on Doc Martens?
Love Doc Martens. That's a good point.
What's the brand that's comparable to Doc Marten? I think they're called.
Oh man, you're quizzing me on the spot.
Sorry,
but even so, Doc Martens are great because they're so like I always use Doc Martens as like rain boots because I feel like their grip there's like a name for them, like the super soft or okay. Hold on. I have Doc Martens here. Filibuster.
I had a pair of again, I lived in New York for like almost 10 years, and I bought my first pair of Doc Martens when I was living in New York. Of course, I bought the platform Jaden shoes, literally the most, and the fucking patent leather ones too. I couldn't walk 3 blocks in them without getting a fucking blister. So these are probably a much better option than those motherfuckers.
Well, even these, I've worn these, and I've actually gotten a lot of blisters with them. But the more you wear them, the better they get. And these are your classic, like high top Doc Marten boots that I think are great ideas. And so what I was talking about was like the airwear, like their bouncing sole. They're almost like a gum sole. Very comfortable. Highly recommend. Just make sure you try them on before you purchase, because I've noticed that I usually wear like an 11.5. I have to go down to a size 11 with Doc Martens. So
interesting.
And actually, that goes for boots in general. So if you're buying a gift for someone that it's a boot or whatnot, maybe go a half size down. For whatever reason, they always kind of err on the bigger side.
Speaking of sizing down, this is a flex, by the way. I went to the Balenciaga store on Rodeo today, and they were showcasing the new collection that just showed on Rodeo Drive, where they're like parodying the celebrity.
When did they come? When was the collection run? Like, when was the runway show for it?
Yesterday or 2 days
ago.
Oh,
for real?
Literally.
Oh, damn.
That's why it was so like limited access.
I thought it was like what showed in like September.
No.
Oh, damn.
It just happened. That's why nothing's for purchase, for sale.
Gotcha.
So I went in and I loved the 10XL sneaker, and I went up to the lady and I was like, I'm going to try these on. And she said, what size are you? And I said, 44. And she said, you're going to try on a 42 because these motherfuckers run big.
44
so definitely try on all your shit.
Yes. 44 is an 11 US.
Sorry about that.
And so when they said 42, it's a size, a 9 all the way down to that.
Yes.
Damn.
I tried on the 44 that was on display, and it's true. Balenciaga makes their shoes with a lot of cushioning to make them look bigger and more characteristic.
Well, that was a big trend over the past year, was like these dad shoes that came about, right? So they're just taking it to like a whole nother level of like making it more extreme.
Speaking of, them being trendy, they're probably acceptable at your holiday parties. So check out New Balance, check out Adidas.
Yeah, for real. That's what I kept on telling. So again, back to that story about me talking to these like sophomore kids. I'm so rattled still. Like I'm still like sweating.
I know. I wanted to comment on that.
As soon as I got in the car, like I called my wife and I was like, do I really want to do what I do anymore? It was like such a like I was like, man, these sophomore kids who just did not give a fuck. What I could have like launched the rocket into space and they were still gonna like be on their phones talking about like Rachel from whatever high school that it was just they're from a sophomore, like all I thought about as a sophomore was like baseball and girls. That's it. So anyone could have came up and talked to me. So I mean, I get where these kids were coming. Either way,
super impressive that you went through it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm rattled still. But what I told them, I was like, where are you guys getting the majority of your clothes from? And they said it's all online. Everyone is shopping online. Like, I get it if you have something that you are purchasing at a normal rate online, like if you have that brand, that T-shirt or whatever. But go on and try. Go to the mall, go to the store. Like, depending on where you live, obviously these things are kind of difficult, but I couldn't recommend more people going into the actual shop and meeting a sales associate and having them help you get the size or specific cut or style that you want for whatever you're wearing and trying it on, man.
Being the devil's advocate for the people that do like to shop online, a very helpful way of searching for clothing is solidifying the measurements of your body, because on most Etsy's, on most vintage shops, on most commercial shops like Gucci, H&M, you're going to find the measurements of the garments. So if you take the time to go to a tailor in your hometown, or if you know somebody that can do it, or if you can do it yourself, measure every single part of your body.
Have someone help you.
Because it's always good to have a second eye. But know that will be very helpful in your search of clothing, especially your secondhand and thrifters and vintage shoppers.
Yeah, seriously.
You're always going to find the measurements in the description of those pieces online. So have those measurements handy.
Yeah. And even going to that, like the more vintage shopping, or if you're trying to, source any sort of thing from these thrift stores, their sizing is so out of whack because it's all from back in the 80s or 90s or whatnot. So again, try it on or obviously know your body more than anything else. Moving on to our next gift here, and this is my like last one that I'm showing here, is because this is a little bit more of an expensive one. And it's more of like a niche gift for people. First is like this this travel set. So if I'm recently become like a little bit of a watch person, I didn't really care for them over the past couple of years, but once you get that one watch from someone, all you think about is watches now. So I don't really have a travel set like this, but this would be sick to have because it has both a 2 watch. What would you call that?
Holder case.
Yeah, but like a 2 watch compartment right here, and then you have 2 sunglasses that you can throw in there. So this can easily be thrown in like a backpack or a briefcase or something like that.
I'm obsessed with that.
This is a good idea, man.
A fantastic gift.
But you know what would be good though, because for someone that wears jewelry like yourself, if you had like a compartment of, I don't know, like the little like
a ring holder, earring holder.
Yeah, or like the little envelopes for the earrings or rings that you have, right? That would be a good spot for that kind of thing. So
true.
Highly recommend this for someone who is a watch person. But leading into that, I actually just found out that this is actually a thing this week. I was shopping for a client of mine and kind of giving gift ideas for their wife. And he's a watch collector. And this is a genius idea. So I found this through Neiman Marcus, and not to throw out names or brands or anything like that, but they sell these it's almost like a safe for like your home, but it's also a winder. So it makes sure your watch is moving, and some watches need to be moved to kind of keep that.
We call them automatic watches.
There we go, automatic. I'm a newbie when it comes to watches, but
I got my first automatic watch in 2012. It was the most beautiful thing that I've ever owned.
Yeah.
It was a Hamilton.
Why are you saying was? Did you sell it?
I lost it.
No.
I lost the most.
Can
I tell the quick story?
Please.
2 sentences or less. I slept with my sister's French teacher after I graduated from high school.
Classic.
Who then
Sally,
kind of
dude.
became my
Such a
sugar
classic.
mama.
Yeah, classic.
And she bought me that watch. It was like a $2,000 watch, I think, and it was my prized possession for a very long time. And then I got very drunk one night and lost it in New York City.
Have you done anything to try and find that same watch or anything like that?
It's on the web. It's like they'll always have it.
So
at some point,
you'll get it.
When
back.
I make $1 million, I'm going to get 10,000 of them.
Okay, great. But yeah, this is a good idea. So it has like the watch compartments, and it has the watch winders that I think are genius. I do notice that for pieces like this, and they sell them on a more grandiose scale to where it could be 2 watches, it could be 12 watches. There is like a USB or a plug system that goes along with it. You have to keep it obviously plugged into an outlet. So just be wary of that.
Might I add a few other gift options in this sort of like same realm?
Talk to me.
Manicure sets, like nail clippers.
Oh yeah.
Eyebrow trimmers.
Or even like
important things.
But even
like
a gift card to those places. I know in LA we have a lot of more masculine manicure, pedicure places to go to, like a Hammer and Nails or place like that. I personally have never had a manicure or a pedicure.
I get a pedicure once every 2 weeks.
Really?
It's not comfortable. It's like a horrible experience because I hate when people touch me, but my feet don't hurt, and I'll post my feet pics on my Instagram at some point.
Wait, that's a dangerous slope.
I have the most gorgeous feet. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. That's
dangerous,
get too deep into
dude.
that.
Yeah. No, I always thought it was like a relaxing experience to go to like the nails. I think Lorde has a song where it's like Stone at the nail salon or something like that, right? I always thought it was like a pleasant experience. So you're honestly urging me not to go anymore.
No, if you don't mind people touching you and like
I'm
working
super
on
particular.
you,
Like feet wise, it would never happen. I also have pretty decent feet for someone who
you
runs
might like
a lot.
manicure. You use your hands a lot, you might not mind it at all.
Okay.
I would suggest it. Yeah. So the gift card to your like local manicure or pedicure spot, I think, is a great idea. However, like eyebrow trimmers, I've been really into trimming my eyebrows, and they make I know Wahl, WAHL, makes a multi-head trimmer. Eyebrow,
I was genuinely
ear.
gonna throw this on. Nose is a big one.
I use it once or twice a week.
No shit.
Really.
So the eyebrow one is like a.
It's a brush. It looks like a brush.
Yeah, but like trims it?
Correct. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to brush all of your hairs up, and then you sort of like gently brush your eyebrows to the way that you want them to lay. And I think there's about maybe 2 millimeters of space between the brush and the razor. So you still have an eyebrow.
Man, I'd be nervous. I have some pretty thick eyebrows. I'll be coming out here looking like a Puerto Rican Bad Bunny, just like super manicured, all that kind of. That's nerve wracking to me. I don't know if I would be able to do that.
I used to get my eyebrows done in high school.
Really?
So getting my eyebrow trimmer and my ear trimmer, really fucking good gift. Ladies, gentlemen, get your husband or boyfriend the eyebrow and ear trimmer. You don't want to see that shit when you're in whatever.
Yeah, and the nose trim and all that kind of stuff. That's a very good point, because I wanted to bring that up as well. So. Yeah, the trim, and we'll throw that up there as well. Another
cool option for a gift is a cufflink set, or a bandana to wear or to put in your back pocket. If your boyfriend's sweaty, get them a bandana that's super absorbent.
Shout
because
out. Right here, dude.
Me, I don't have one right now.
My nose kind of always runs. So yeah, or like so I'm blowing my nose and then I'm wiping my
We'll call
forehead.
it a handkerchief.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we call it. This is just one big one that's cut in half. So, the tiebar.com, incredible cufflinks, and we'll throw that out there at some point. Cufflinks, ties, everything for super, super cheap and made here in the USA, I think.
Very cool.
Wait, don't quote me. I shouldn't be saying stuff like that. All that being said, we've run out of time, man. If you haven't found a gift for your partner, significant other, anyone, brother, sister, brother, husband, father. I don't know what to tell you because we came up with some really good ideas.
I know. If you're leaving here lost,
well, actually,
this is
and whoever's watched this who love us, my wife, our friends, your significant, we need some help there. I feel good about where we left people, and I think there's some stuff I want on here that I've put out there. But anything else to add to this? Do you want to plug anything? What do you want to say?
No, I don't want to plug anything, but I think just the word of advice is start earlier than you think you would start shopping for your holiday gifts because I know that things like later on in the holiday season, closer to Christmas, go on more and more of a discount, but you have less and less of options. So if you have the time and if you have the funds, Start in early. Like November shopping for the homies.
Or if you
especially
see something.
Black Friday. You missed out on it this year, but next year, go for it.
Honestly. Or if you're shopping around, October, November rolls around. If you're shopping around and you see something, just go ahead and get it. And if you got to return it, just return it. So, man, I'm out of breath. Like going up and getting all those clothes in the background, man. Like
you did a great job today.
Yeah. Also, any parents, I'm still rattled. Any parents of sophomore high schoolers, respect. Nothing but respect. Because I don't know how you're connecting with these kids, man.
Suck.